Hi, third graders. Today I get to teach you our last geometry lesson of the whole geometry unit. We have two targets for today. First, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify the attributes of a polygon. Third graders, by the end of our lesson, you will also be able to determine the side lengths of any regular polygon. Please make sure to get out a piece of paper, a notebook, and your math packet if you have one, so that you can participate in our final geometry lesson with me again today. So after 6 lessons, you have so much incredible knowledge about geometry. You know a number of things. You know what sides are. Sides are any line segment in a shape with 2 endpoints used to form a polygon. And you know that angles are formed when 2 sides meet or come together, like the corners of a shape. Boys and girls, I have a challenge for you. I would like for you to pause the video. I would like you to define polygons. Tell me, what are polygons? And after 6 geometry lessons, can you name all of the polygons we have learned about and list them along with their attributes? I want to see if you can pause the video and name all of the polygons we have learned about and their attributes without even referencing your polygon vocabulary resource. Go for it. Third graders, who could do this without looking at their resource? Yes, a polygon is a closed shape with 3 or more angles or corners. And third graders, you know the polygons we've learned about this unit are triangles, shapes with 3 sides, quadrilaterals, shapes with how many sides? Exactly, any 4-sided shape is classified as a quadrilateral. We know pentagons have 5 sides, hexagons have 6 sides, and octagons have 8 sides. Today you get to do something wonderful. Today, third graders, you get the opportunity to determine the missing side lengths of certain polygons. We're going to use what we already know about parallelograms to help us with this work. So let's just review what we know about parallelograms. Parallelograms are 4-sided shapes that have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Pause the video and use what you know about parallelograms to explain why the shapes on this side are parallelograms, while these shapes are not parallelograms. Excellent! You're exactly right. So attributes of parallelograms is that they're quadrilaterals and the opposite sides are parallel, which means that they're always the same distance apart and they're the same direction. So I know if this line continued on forever and this line continued on forever, since they're parallel, they would always stay the same distance apart. They would never get closer together. For items or shapes to be considered parallelograms, they need to have 2 pairs of parallel sides. These shapes are parallelograms because they have 2 pairs of parallel sides. These polygons are not parallelograms because they either only have 1 pair of parallel sides, or, in the case of this triangle, they have no pair of parallel sides. I have underlined this characteristic of parallelograms because it's going to really help you today. For parallelograms, we know that their opposite sides are equal or the same length. Keep that locked in your brain because that's going to really help you with our new learning today. Here is our new learning today. So you're going to use what you know about regular polygons to determine unknown side lengths of polygons. So regular polygons are polygons where all sides have the same length. We know a characteristic of rectangles is that their opposite parallel sides are equal in length. We know that squares have 4 equal side lengths, and we know rhombuses have 4 equal side lengths as well. We're going to use this information to help us determine side lengths today of any polygon, or any regular polygon, that is. So I know if this is a regular triangle, that means that all of its sides are equal lengths because any regular polygon has all sides that are the same length. So for example, if this side length was 4 inches, I know that this side length would also be 4 inches, and so would the third side length, because regular polygons have all equal side lengths. If this were a regular octagon, if this side length were 2 centimeters, all of the other side lengths would also be 2 centimeters. Rectangles are just a little bit different. We know that rectangles have opposite parallel sides that are equal in length. So if this side length were 7 meters, its opposite parallel side length would also be 7 meters. If this side length were 2 meters, its opposite parallel side would also be 2 meters. A square is very special because all of its side lengths are equal. So I really only need to know one side length, and that will automatically mean I know all of the other side lengths as well, because squares have 4 equal side lengths. So if this side length was 6 millimeters, then all of this other side lengths would also be 6 millimeters. So our new learning today is all about regular polygons. So we're going to really focus today on the attributes of regular polygons, and specifically their side lengths. So we've learned so far about regular and irregular polygons, and we can use what we know about regular polygons to determine missing side lengths. So I know regular polygons have all equal side lengths, and irregular polygons don't have to have equal side lengths. So today our focus is going to be on regular polygons. Do you notice that all of the regular polygons in this column have all equal side lengths? This is going to be really, really important because if I know one of the side lengths, then I know all of the remaining side lengths as well. So wonderful. So let's use this new information to determine the covered up side lengths for this rectangle. So I know a characteristic of all rectangles is that their opposite parallel sides are equal in length. We know that rectangles are classified as parallelograms. Pause the video and say out loud why rectangles are parallelograms. Were you able to say that rectangles are parallelograms because they have 2 pairs of parallel sides? This is very important because I know that since rectangles are parallelograms, their opposite parallel sides are equal in length. So I know, boys and girls, if this side length is 7 yards, it has the exact same side length as its opposite parallel side over here. So if this side is 7 yards, then I know automatically that its opposite parallel side must also be 7 yards. Let's test this side. I know if this side length is 4 yards, its opposite parallel side length must also be what? Yes, the opposite parallel side length must also be 4 yards. Let's look at another type of polygon. Let's look at this regular triangle. And I want to remind you, regular polygons have all sides with the exact same length. So I notice right away that this regular polygon, which is a triangle, has only one side length available to us. We know that this side length is 2 feet. But we know a characteristic of regular triangles is that all sides have the same length. So I know right away if this side length is 2 feet, then the 2 remaining side lengths are also 2 feet. Let's check. This side length is 2 feet. What would this side length be? Pause the video and write it down. You're right. This side length would also be 2 feet, third graders. I want to remind you, though, that only regular polygons have all side lengths that are equal. So for example, this triangle up in the corner is not a regular triangle. Pause the video and look at the side lengths and be ready to tell me why this triangle is not a regular triangle. Precisely. It is not a regular triangle because not all of this triangle's side lengths are equal. For example, these 2 side lengths are much longer than this side length, so it cannot be classified as a regular triangle because any regular polygon has all equal side lengths. Let's look at this shape. Wow. I would like you to start by classifying this shape on your own. If you need to use your quadrilateral vocabulary reference to support you, feel free to get it out. What is the name of a shape that has 4 sides that are all equal in length, but it doesn't have 4 right angles? You're right. This shape is a rhombus. It has 4 sides, and I know a characteristic of any rhombus is that all of its side lengths are equal. So if this side length were 1 centimeter, what would the remaining side lengths be and why, if you know that all of the side lengths are equal? Exactly, all of the remaining side lengths would also be 1 centimeter because a characteristic of rhombi are that all of its side lengths are the same. They all have equal lengths. Fantastic. Boys and girls, I would like you to start by counting the number of side lengths this polygon has and telling me what is the name of this polygon. Yes, this polygon is classified as a regular hexagon. We know that if we have a regular hexagon, all the sides have to be an equal length. They have to be the same exact length. So, if this side were 3 inches, I would like for you to pause the video and determine the side lengths of all of the remaining sides. You're exactly right. Every single side length would also have to be 3 inches because this regular hexagon has all sides that are the same length. Okay. You'll notice that I don't have the remaining sides covered up because I want you to draw this rectangle on your paper. You know that a characteristic of rectangles is that they're parallelograms, so their opposite parallel sides are equal in length. So I know automatically if this side length is 8 centimeters, its opposite parallel side length would also have to be what? Yes, 8 centimeters, because the opposite parallel sides of rectangles must be equal in length. I'm going to have you pause the video and determine what would the side length of this side be and why. Third graders, fantastic reasoning. Yes. This missing side length would be what? 3 centimeters, because I know it's the exact same length as its opposite parallel side, which is 3 centimeters. Okay, Smarties, if you know that an attribute of all squares is that a square has 4 sides of equal length, if this side length is 2, what would all of the remaining side lengths also be, third graders? Pause the video, draw this shape, and label the length of all of the side lengths. Fantastic work, third graders. Yes, every single side length would also be 2 feet, because a characteristic of all squares is that all of the side lengths are equal. So if this side length is 2 feet, the remaining side lengths would also be 2 feet. This knowledge is going to really help you in our next unit that talks about area and perimeter, because you'll need to be able to identify missing side lengths to determine the areas and perimeters of shapes. Fantastic listening. Boys and girls, this is your assignment for today. Today's assignment is all about the side lengths of regular polygons. So you're going to watch this video, Geometry Day 7, and you're going to look at the specific polygons on this worksheet, and you're going to determine if the attributes listed are true or false for each polygon. So let's begin together, third graders. So I know the first attribute says this shape has all equal side lengths. Let's determine if that's true. So I know it's a rectangle. For rectangles, I know only the opposite parallel sides are equal. And I can tell right away that this side length is much longer than this side length. So it's not true that this rectangle has all equal side lengths. So I would put my X in the false box. Let's do the second one together. This shape is a regular polygon. Well, I know a characteristic of regular polygons is that all side lengths have to be equal. So I know right away that this rectangle is not a regular polygon because it doesn't have all equal side lengths. So I would also put my X in the false column because this attribute does not apply to this rectangle. Let's do one more together. It says this shape is a parallelogram. Pause the video and determine whether or not this shape, this rectangle, is a parallelogram. You're exactly right. This rectangle has 2 pairs of parallel sides. This side is parallel to this opposite side, and these 2 sides are parallel. So this rectangle is classified as a parallelogram. Okay, third graders, I'm going to let you finish this assignment by yourself. Please take your time and check your work prior to submitting to your teacher. Thank you for your exceptional listening today, third graders.